Hello, Virgo. Welcome back to Intuitive Insights with Willow. Here is where I always wish you peace and the understanding that life is always happening for you, not to you. Okay, so we did pull your cards already. We ain't going to talk about it. We're just going to move forward. All right. Ten of Pentacles. Ain't you feeling good? Feeling very fulfilled, happy, joyous. Everything is working out for you. You also have your influence as the Wheel of Fortune, which is beautiful. Tables have turned for the better. All right. Eight of Cups. You doing so goddamn good now. You ain't got to work a job to make ends meet. Money is making, you are making money. Money is making money while you're sleeping. Okay. Now you can do rich people shit. You know, go and climb Mount Everest. You know, take leaps out of planes and just experience all things that life have to offer to you. Okay. What the hell? Did you see that? It's a little thing. I can't even find it. Anyways. So here you are. Now, when we look at the Wheel of Fortune, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups, like I said, I feel like the tables have turned now. Now you're no longer working to make a living, to survive in life. You are, surviving or existing. Honey, you are thriving. You are living your life to the fullest. All right. And it's allowed you opportunities to go travel, to go embrace new adventures, to take on things that you could never do. You were feeling hindered maybe back when. All right. Now, when we clarify the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is clarified with the Prince of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the High Priestess. All right. What this tells me is that you feel like intuitively something is coming. Something is dealing in the foundation of love for you. You could be falling in love again. You could be giving yourself self-love, growth. You could have been beating yourself up in the past, or something could happen. It's giving me inheritance, and in order to get an inheritance, so that's the overall energy that I'm getting, not just from those cards. All right. But the Prince of Cups, who's this calling? You know where I go. All right. It's telling me I made my target. My ass has been busy since, when did I start today? Today I started it. Oh yeah, I started early. 4:05. Yeah. Because I was planting. I started my herb garden today, y'all. How you doing? Productive. Okay. All right. Now we go into the Ten of Pentacles, which is family. It's found out, it's happiness. It's the American dream. All right. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy Deep in the Limousine. Y'all, I swear I can relate to that so much, because growing up, I used to be in love with Vibes magazine. What was that other magazine? It was the one that had all like the young people in it. I mean, I guess they all young, but like the teenage stars and stuff. I loved magazines growing up, so I love that. When I see that, remember when we used to eat sardines for dinner? First off, I like sardines. Sometimes I cook my family a whole meal. Like last time I made them steak tacos, rice and beans, and I didn't even eat it. I just ate sardines. I like sardines with hot sauce. Yeah. Sardines ain't as cheap as they used to be either. You spend about $4-5 on sardines now. Yeah. You want them skinned and boneless? Yeah. Anyways, so here you are, fulfillment. The curveball is this right here. Queen of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Tower. It's like somewhere there's a destruction that's happening. This Mars energy with Jupiter, it's complicated. There's a change in your foundation. Remember what I said before? I ain't gonna say it again. There's a change, or there's a threat to your foundation. What I mean by that, with this Queen of Wands and the Page of Swords, it makes me feel like there's someone that is watching you. And I don't, they're watching you. You could be in a happy relationship, or they could be watching your person. But you could be in a happy relationship and thinking things are doing really well, but there's some kind of attack on your foundation. That's why you got that Prince of Cups and the Page of Cups. Everybody's in love. Everybody's happy. Things are flowing well, and something in your mind is telling you be alert. Secrets are being revealed. Something's coming out of the shadows. What could be coming out of the shadows and everything is doing good? This Tower. I say that too because the bottom of the deck, you got the Lovers and the Two of Cups, but then you have Five of Pentacles. Anytime I get that, especially in a relationship reading, it makes me think breakup, divorce. All right. All right. Or someone could be thinking about leaving the relationship. It doesn't necessarily mean that it has ended, but it does mean that someone is emotionally disconnected. Someone's not feeling fulfilled in the relationship, and it needs to be addressed. All right. I need to go thorough for you on that because I don't want people to like, oh, is that what that means? Oh, baby, because they also have the Ace of Pentacles at the bottom. You know, there's always an opportunity to fix things. But if two people want to be stubborn and act like I'm right, I'm always right, and nobody is wrong, guess what? Nobody wins. And now the time you gave each other, that love is wasted. Because you was on a high motherfucking horse and didn't want to understand that these vows is something serious. Sit your ass down. You know, talking about you can get out. But you said to death do us part. For better or for worse. Through sickness and through health. For rich or for poor. Alright? What that sound like to you, bitch? An advertisement or something? No. So that means shit's gonna get ugly. And when it gets real ugly, you need to be able to sit down and look at me and work it out. Okay? Some people don't be wanting to work it out. That's why divorce be so damn high. Because you jumped in. You got excited about that damn wedding. And then you realized one day you looked over, you looked at Peter. Peter looked at Keisha. And said, damn, we stuck in this shit forever, huh? Yeah, y'all got kids and shit. 3 years passed. I like watching relationships after the 3-year mark. That's when I watch relationships. Because that's when it get real. That's when you start having real arguments. Why the fuck you couldn't put your cans in the trash? Why you just leave them on the counter? Can't smash them, put them in the recycle? Well, every time I turn around, your ass got your clothes on the floor. You telling me you can't put your clothes in the laundry? Why I always got to do laundry? We both work. Okay? We need to be taking turns. You need to do your part. Yeah, people be thinking them arguments be something else. No, it be little shit in marriages. It be the little stuff that's messing with your day-to-day lifestyle that'll make you just lose your shit. Like, why the fuck you gonna drink all the juice out the goddamn jug and leave a swig in there? You could have threw that. You could have finished that off. I never had to look at that. Why you put another jug up in there so I can get a cold drink? It be them things. I'm telling you, ex any married couple, they'll tell you. It be the little stuff like that be driving you crazy. Why every time I get in the car, I gotta put gas in it? You telling me you can't stop at the goddamn gas station, put no motherfucking gas in the goddamn tank? Is that what you telling me? You too motherfucking tired? Oh, I ain't tired. I ain't got shit to do. Huh? Yeah. Talk about it. Why every time I turn around, you paying money on it? You see what I'm saying? A little bit here, a little bit there. Every time I listen to you, every time we talk, it's about somebody. Bitch, Brenda at the job. Why the fuck I gotta hear about you talking about Brenda at the job? Do I come home and talk to you about Curtis from the job? No, leave that shit at work. Why you so emotional? You like Brenda? I'm just playing. Okay, look. You are in the 8 of Cups energy. There is something that's happening here that's making you want to pick up and move your family. That's the energy that I get. Okay? Now look here. It's clarified with the Ace of Swords, the World, and the 9 of Cups. It's like you need to do this to feel fulfilled and completed in this relationship. The world doesn't always mean fulfillment. I just like it because it's at the end, and I love the word fulfillment. Fulfillment could be anything. All right? My cup runneth over. Knowledge, wisdom, gain. But what it tells me when I look here and what I feel is that something's going to happen, and it's going to force you to want to pick up your family and move somewhere else where you guys would be more happy. There's no threats. There's nothing going on. You know, no possibilities for depression to sink in, for a what if to happen, to eliminate the threat, okay? That's what it's giving me. Bottom of the deck for you, you have the Lovers for your clarifying deck and Justice. You also got 10 of Swords and the 2 of Cups there too. Okay? So there's some kind of ending. I don't know exactly what that is. Something is coming to light. There's gonna, ooh, you could be intuitively picking up. Love don't live here anymore. And not taking that for an answer. The end of betrayal and moving on to stronger connections, more valuable connections. Let's just focus here. I'm over there. When you have the Lovers and the Justice, yes, this can represent marriage, but it can also represent harsh realities that's hidden under the surface in a unity that you have. What I mean by that is Peter and Keisha could have been dating forever, but Keisha never knew that Peter just married her because she would make good money, and he knew that as long as he loved her, he can lock down that loyalty, and she'll always take care of him no matter what he do. You understand? As in, I'm not saying he might be out there slinging that thing, moving that thing, looking all stinking nasty, but what I can say is that maybe Peter's a little lazy. Maybe Peter just wants to live off her coattails, don't really want to do anything. He has constant excuses. Keisha might like to party. She might be working all them hours overtime and wanting to waste that money, you know, instead of working overtime and putting the money into the house and building up, you know, pouring into the equity, helping pay off, you know, car loans and, you know, the mortgage. She is working really hard so she can have the party life and really trying to find a quicker method to eliminate, you know, to eliminate debts. All right. That could be the case. What I can say off these two major arcana cards is, oh, another thing too, it could be reciprocal energy. The scales could be balanced between the two of you. I'm in love with you, you in love with me. And you guys could be completely aligned and just moving forward and happy. Y'all could be taking this situation and just getting rid of everybody. There's something going on here, because I did hear inheritance. Shing-a-ling, ching-ching. Which is fucked up when you really look at it, because for you to inherit something, that means something ended. All right? But you could be taking that in which that you've gained unexpectedly and then just taking your family somewhere else and just pushing forward for never-ending happiness, new adventures. You understand? All right, Virgo, that is what I got for you. If this video helped you in any shape, form, or fashion, give you girl a like. I appreciate it. I want you to know I appreciate your time and your attention. It does mean a lot to me. Look, understand that life is always hitting us with curveballs. All right? We can't predict it. We try, but we can never predict it down to the T. The littlest thing can change our outcome. Do you understand? As in how we feel, how we think, what we do. It can change at any time. That's why it's general. No matter who you go, I don't care who you go to. They'll never tell you right. Look at the Viking show. When Rowan went to him and Rowan was saying, you know, there was something about he wanted to die or something like that. And he told him, he said, if you knew the life that is in store for you in the future, you wouldn't be that way. But what he didn't tell him was that Rowan would portray, I can't even think of his name anymore, the brother again, and be casted out. Like, he didn't tell him that part. He also didn't tell him he was going to get married to the woman far overseas and blah, blah, blah. He didn't tell him that either. But yeah, don't work that way. You get highlights. We can share only what spirit allow us to share. That's it. You know, it's just a gift that we got. So anyways, digressing. You play your hand to the best of your ability in the day that you have it in those decisions. Do well to remember that no matter what it looks like, you got this regardless. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.